Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2021 love reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely address that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Strength card. So this is the major arcana card for Leo, which for you is your 12th house. And so I can see this playing out in a way which is to say you might have had a lot of passion for this person, but you might have actually held back on expressing that to them. If we think about the Strength card in traditional tarot, we see a feminine energy attempting to close the mouth of a lion, right? So I usually think of the lion representing that passion, that ego, and the feminine energy holding back on that. So I see a similar theme with this card here, even though you are looking toward the cards in their direction. I feel like that's primarily what it's saying, especially because for you guys, Leo is 12th house. It's like there might have been a lot of desire there, but you may have held back from expressing it. Past energy on their side, we have the Emperor. So this is the major arcana card for Aries. And if we look at his body language, his back is turned to the cards on your side. So it could just be saying that might have been why you held back. You might have felt that they were disinterested. Maybe they were wrapped up in their own stuff, right? As an Emperor energy, could have just been saying that they might have been taking on a lot, so they might have just been very busy. So even if they weren't dealing with another person in the one-to-one relationship, you might have just felt like, okay, they were always on the go or something along those lines. And maybe because of that, you didn't necessarily feel comfortable expressing how you were feeling toward them. So I feel like either way, though, looks like in the past there was some kind of communication barrier between the two of you. All right, in the present position on your side, we have the Four of Cups. So this is actually Cancer energy here. And Cancer energy is your 11th house. So this could just be saying that maybe this is someone you've been friends with. And you might have been a little bit concerned about crossing that barrier, right, to making it something more. But more than anything with this, I feel like this is saying that you didn't necessarily pursue the connection with this person, but I feel like you might still be finding that with love offers you might be getting, you're not necessarily satisfied with those either. So now with her back turned to the cards on the side, we do see the cups there. She doesn't necessarily look like she's happy and fulfilled in that scenario either. So Four of Cups is definitely a frustrating energy because it represents, more and more things being offered to you. You're not necessarily happy with what's being offered, but you're not necessarily doing anything to go after what you do want either. So I feel like that could be the energy you guys are in right now. All right. Present energy on their side, we have the Six of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here, usually represents moving to calmer waters. So if this disconnect in communication was possibly due to a rift, could just be saying that they're actually moving ahead from that now and putting it behind them. But in this deck in particular, too, it represents a little bit of an energy of exploration. So, maybe they're just going out, seeing what's out there. It's a lot of energy going direct in Aquarius this month, too. We have Jupiter and Saturn going direct. So, could be pointing to that energy as well. Let's see if anything else comes to mind with this. And if this was more or less some kind of that's what I'm picking up on, because if we think about this being the card that comes after the Five of Swords, if the reason why you guys are in the standoffish energy is because there was some type of argument or something along those lines, it looks like this person is putting it behind them in the present. All right, and future energy on your side, we have Balance, which is the equivalent to the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy, and Four of Staves, which is actually Aries energy. So it's interesting to see this card come up because of the fact that I see it as the name Venus on it, and given that it's the major arcana card for Sagittarius, that reminds me of the fact that pretty much from the second week of October through the rest of the month, Venus is actually going to be in Sagittarius. So that could just be pointing to the timeline for when you can restore balance within the connection. And with the Four of Staves representing Aries energy, the full moon that we're going to have in Aries toward the end of Libra season is actually going to be in these same degrees of Aries. So timeline wise, that will definitely be something to watch out for. So for a lot of you, I feel like this is saying that you can restore balance in the connection this month for sure, possibly as we get closer to that Aries full moon. Of course, for some of you, I suppose it's possible that I could be saying that it would take until Sagittarius season, but I highly doubt it. I feel like this is saying more around the time of that Aries full moon, you'll be able to get some traction. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. So, Nine of Wands in the upright, usually we see in traditional tarot, for example, is a guy standing there with a bandage on his head, looking very worried, like, okay, where's the next battle coming from, right? So it's a bit of a guarded energy for sure. So to see that coming up in reverse could just be saying that this person might be letting their guard down now too, because like I said, definitely at the very least with the Emperor energy we see here, especially with his back turn, it looked like they might have been a bit guarded in the past, or even if it was just preoccupied with something else. Looks like there might have been a barrier that might have led to you being reluctant to approach them. But yeah, with this coming up in reverse, it looks like there might be a bit more openness on their part as far as communication goes. See if anything else comes to mind with this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Four of Coins. So this is another energy that represents being pretty disappointed. So for some of you, for example, I mean, in a way, even though it's totally different decks, you can almost see some similarities between that character we see in the corner there and then the Emperor here. So I could just be saying that it might have been one of those things where even if you just tried to preoccupy yourselves with other things, your thoughts might have kept coming back to this person. But yet and still, this is an energy of being pretty guarded too. So I don't necessarily feel like there was communication around these feelings. And the bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Tower card. So interesting energy here, because for some of you, like I was saying, with this energy I was seeing in the past and present, if there was some kind of rift between the two of you, they might have actually caused a Tower moment already. So for the majority of you, I feel like this is something pointing more to the past. But for others of you, could just be saying that maybe that's why they were a bit detached as well, if they went through a harsh breakup with another connection in the past when you guys actually first initially were interested in them. So that could have been what was at play there. Good thing is, though, beneath that we do see the Six of Pentacles. So that's an energy of attempting to restore balance. So yeah, looks like it's just one of those things where whether this was a direct result of negative interactions between the two of you, or just as simple as, like I said, if they had something else that they were going through and you had the attraction but never really expressed it to them, either way, it looks like there's definitely room for positive progress, even with that Tower card at the bottom of the deck. But we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see what we get for an Aqua Moonlight deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck, but I'm just going to be looking for some jumpers as far as unspoken messages from you to them and then from them to you. Generally speaking, I would always take just jumpers for these cards, but this month I've actually been pulling cards as well if nothing comes up, so I think I'll roll with that, at least for this month. So let's see. Like I said, first we'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them. Alright, and that one doesn't want to go back in the deck. And next we'll see if we get any from them to you. Alright, nothing coming up yet, but I'll give it a few more shuffles. Alright, so nothing there. So what I'll do is I'll put the deck down and just give me a few seconds to tune in, and we'll just pull a card. Okay, take that one there, move these out of the way. Alright, well, you know what, since that stayed, we'll just take a look at that one as well. But let's see what we got on this side. Alright, so we have space. I need to take a step back because I'm still trying to figure out what I want. So interesting there, because that brings me back to what I was talking about with the Four of Cups energy, where, you know, there's that energy of being offered things. They're not what you want, but at the same time, you're not going after what you do want. So this could be the energy that you guys are in now. I think this was the card that I pulled, and then, like I said, that since that one stayed behind, we'll look at it too. But on their side, we have respect. It says, you deserve the best, and I respect you. I want to do the right thing. So, I mean, if this was some kind of rift that the two of you guys had, that could be what that Six of Swords is, where they're just trying to, you know, move to calmer waters, let the time pass. Nine of Wands in reverse, I mean, that just represents more or less, like I said, letting their guard down. I don't necessarily see that as connecting there, but let's see what this one is. Alright, well, yeah. Not really adding much to the picture there, it just says yes. But, hopefully at least that first one resonated with you guys. And then we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation here as far as I pre-shuffle this deck as well. And here we're just looking for one card though, with general advice, and we'll wrap up. Alright, so nothing coming up there either, so I'll just put the deck down. And same situation, just give me a few seconds to tune in and we'll pull a card. Okay. So we have Deep Knowing. And it won't focus, but there's the artwork, and the number is 43. So we'll see what this says. Interesting too to see that deep knowing after this card, saying that, you know, you're still trying to figure out what you want, but that deep knowing showing up, that could be pointing to what we were seeing there as well with the balance energy that I was talking about, and that Four of Wands. So could just be saying that maybe you guys have some insights around the time of that Aries full moon, especially regarding what you do want. But let's see what the actual messages in the book say. All right, it says intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, hypersensitivity. The oracle's message: intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or five senses, which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. You're now invited into the sacred dialogue of deep knowing, so tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. So pretty positive message there. Hopefully that resonated. And then the relationship message says there are occasions when you just know deep in your heart and soul that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life. Someone crosses your path, and suddenly, out of the blue, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. That feeling marks a moment in time etched indelibly onto your soul. Someone has entered your life who will be instrumental in your journey, so pay attention. Two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. This is also a sign that your intuition about the person you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. So, pretty positive message there as well. And reading that made me think of what I was talking about with the strength card energy, where you might have felt this really strong pull toward this person, but especially, like I said, since that was 12th house energy for you guys, you might not have expressed it to them. But to be fair, like I said, it looks like they were a bit detached in the past anyway. But hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.